More to come from the league leaders a little bit later on. But let's start with the first match on Saturday with champions Manchester City heading to Wolves. Let's hear from both managers.
He said to me, look, I know you ask about my profile, my personality. I'm one of the best guys outside of the pitch, but inside of the pitch, I'm very hard. So that's the kind of man I want also, with the quality that you have. So it was a simple talk. So and it was very easy to convince him to join us.
He's an exceptional striker. We said many times it is. But at the age that he has, and I think his ambition, he want to be better, will be better. He's a nice guy. And this is the most important thing, the quality he had before he came here, and he's continued to do what he has done. We didn't add many things.
It must be getting to a point already, Shay, 6 games into the season, where Pep Guardiola's fed up of hearing questions every week about Erling Haaland. But you just can't take your eyes off this player. He has been unbelievable.
Yeah, Premier League Player of the Month as well. His first month in the Premier League. So many goals. It's just exciting to see some of his clips, just to watch him. And I was lucky enough actually to meet him when he signed, and I spoke to him just off the record, and I says, were you nervous joining Man City? What about the Premier League? Are you nervous about settling into the Premier League? He goes, no, not at all, man. Let's get it on. He was just so excited to get started at Man City. And with the players around him, Jules, the chances that they create for him, people are always talking about not many touches in a game. The touches, all that matters is putting the ball in the back of the net. And with these players around him, and his finishing technique and his skill and his mindset, he's going to get so many goals this season.
Karen, the numbers are already incredible. How many is he going to end up getting?
Wasn't there a stat that on the form that he's in at the moment, if he continues, is it like 102 goals or something ridiculous? So every person that's playing fantasy league, surely you have him every week as your captain.
Oh yeah.
But look, all his goals 6-yard line. In the 6-yard box. He's about, as Shay said, it's about the service given to him. But you still know he's going to be in there, but you still can't stop him. A, because his movement's too good. B, he's too strong, or he's too quick. He's literally got everything that you'd want as a centre forward, and to have someone like Kevin De Bruyne constantly give you the service, it's a centre-forward's dream as well.
Well, we can talk from a perspective of watching him, Shay, but as you said a moment ago, you've met him, you've spoken to him. Does he have a different type of, mentality to other strikers that you've spoken to before?
We talk about pressure in the Premier League, and he joined a big club for a big fee, a big wage, and he's a superstar. We talk about the likes of in the past, Messi, Ronaldo, coming to the end of their career. I think this guy's the next superstar. I really do. I think he's got so much ahead of him, and his mindset. Just speaking to him, briefly or whatever it was, he was just like, let's go, let's get it on. I'm ready for this league. I'm ready for what's ever to come, and I'm excited about it. He was like nearly fist pumping as he was talking to me. Like he was just mad to get going, and you can tell that by his performances. As I say, he's not bothered about getting too many touches. As you say, Karen, most of his goals in the 6-yard box. He knows if he gets in them positions, then players will find him, and he's had an unbelievable start.
It's frightening for defences. So how
goalies, I'm sure.
I know, yeah. Glad I'm retired now.
How can Wolves even try to contain him or stop him?
Well, to be fair, whenever anyone mentions Wolves, they don't concede many, but they don't score many either. So I think for them, it's just to continue what they have done. But it is a case of you hope he has a bad day. I think that's what we say. Please have one. But, defensively, Bruno Lage usually has them very well organised, and they usually are difficult to beat. But, you try and stop Haaland, then, as I said, Kevin De Bruyne, it's stopping so many of the Manchester City players. It's not just one.
Yeah, the only team that have stopped Erling Haaland scoring this season, Bournemouth. Of all teams, you wouldn't expect it to be a side like that. So it obviously can be done, Shay. Maybe every team needs to watch what Bournemouth did.
Possibly, but then they've scored from other positions, as Karen says. People get attracted by this superstar, Erling Haaland, 6'4", 6'5". He attracts players to him. What happens? Midfielders arriving into the box, so much space for other players. He didn't score that day, but he still contributed. I think it was an assist. I think Foden should have laid him in as well. Would have tapped him from 6 yards, didn't. But he just, people get attracted to him because he's such a great player. They have to close him down, and then other players are free in the box, and it's. They didn't score, but he created some problems for Bournemouth that day as well.
Yeah. So, Karen, you talked about Wolves and their struggles in front of goal. Well, I wonder whether we may see a start for their new signing, Diego Costa, who's back in the Premier League this time for Wolves. And this was his announcement video. Did you see this?
I saw little bits on socials. Yeah, it was. I thought it was really good, actually. It was very different, and as we said, with socials and stuff like that, it's a great way to have impact. And I'm sure the Wolves fans will be hoping he has the same impact on the pitch as well off the pitch.
Does it perfectly encapsulate the type of character that Diego Costa is, though, Shay?
I love it, actually. Sometimes the social media teams of football get a bit carried away, and you're an ex-player. Can you do this, Shay? Can you do that? No, we're not doing that. But
what have they asked you to do?
Well, just some mad stuff hanging off the Tyne Bridge or something ridiculous. But anyway, like that's perfect for him, like, because you know what kind of player he is, his mindset. You know if he gets on tomorrow, he's going to ruffle the defences up. He's going to. I'm not saying he's going to go around biting people or kicking people, but he knows the dark arts of the game. He'll be elbowing people, and he just gets players' reaction. And of course, he's a great striker as well. He's a brilliant finisher. I always remember his time at Chelsea. What a brilliant player he was, and he was just a bit like Willian. Has he still got that spark? Has he still got the legs to get in the box and score goals?
Well, he scored some brilliant goals for Chelsea, some really important ones as well, Karen. The question is, has he still got it?
Well, he hasn't played much football over the last couple of seasons, but there's no question about it. When he's in the right areas, you don't need to run too much when you can finish like that. And as Shay said, it's about causing damage to defenders and being in areas and ruffling a few feathers. And I think Bruno Lage said to his Wolves side, we can't really put crosses into the box. Don't do it because you don't have someone in there. Well, now you do. You can have someone in there, and he'll be itching to get on the pitch.
He hasn't played since December, Shay. So are we expecting Bruno Lage to manage his minutes? Maybe not a start, but maybe bring him on.
I would imagine so. I've seen his comments during because he says, it might take him a couple of weeks to get up to fitness, but I believe I can, bring something to this team. And then the manager says he's in the squad for tomorrow as well. So, if you need a goal, if it is a tight game and they can manage to keep Mancity and Haaland quiet, if you bring him off the last 15, 20 minutes, the City defenders will know. Yeah. There's a top striker coming off the bench.
Well, it's a new threat, isn't it? And that's the difference, isn't it, for Manchester City coming into this game? It's a new player that they need to be worried about.
It is, and you ask him, we saw what he could do previously. I know he hasn't had those minutes, as we said, and he's not up to speed, but if the ball's in the box and he's there to attack it and something falls to his feet, there's no question you can trust him. He's been there and done it, and as you said, Manchester City, they'll have to think of something different. He's a different problem that they can pose toward Wolves for them.
What have you made of Wolves overall this season?
Yeah, as Karen said, they don't score many, but they don't concede. They're quite a solid team. I do like the manager, actually. I think he's got a lot of time for him. But now, obviously, with the likes of Costa coming in, you would think if he can add a few goals to that team, I know goals change games, and goals gives you confidence, and it gives you a bit of pressure off the back four. If you're so tight every time you can get a couple of goals in the game, it just makes such a big difference. But I just can't see anything other than Man City won tomorrow, if I'm being honest. I think they're just too good. They're really in the zone right now. And again, we talk about international break 2 weeks. Pep Guardiola will be going, right, it's an early kick-off tomorrow, but we want to get in, get the 3 points and then see what Arsenal do later.